Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Ah, too much air. Like, I'm really watching at the camera and I'm like, oh, all of this air, too much air. Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Rick and Morty season 1, episode 7. I just watched episode 6. If you want to see my reaction video about that, I'm gonna put the link into the eye. I said during the intro that I was really glad to not have it anymore. You know what I'm talking about. Not only if you are watching my videos, but also because you know that during these 2 years, to last years, we can't pronounce the name of it on YouTube, on Instagram, on every platform if we don't want to have some issues. So I had it, and I told you that during the intro of the last episode, and during the last episode I had the impression to watch Rick and Morty, you know, the writers of Rick and Morty doing something about it. In fact, no, I checked it, these episodes of the season 1, they were out during 2014, so clearly we didn't know about it yet during that period of time, and they were really talking about the flu and not about it. I'm gonna stop doing that each time, like at some point I'm gonna stop talking about it also. So no, it was really about the flu, and still I had the emotion that they guessed a lot of things which could happen, or at least they had already the good messages out. The big one being about it's really contagious with the air, you know, you have to be careful because in a short period of time all of the world can be contaminated, and you have to confine yourself when it's the case, and some people they're gonna enjoy that period of confinement because they are finding time for themselves and they enjoy that time on their own, and you have to find a solution and it's gonna be rough, you know, all of that. But I said it, the conclusion of the last episode surprised me because it was not surprising for Rick to offer that solution going in another reality, to take the place of themselves, you know, of this other Rick and Morty into that other reality, and to just live into it, and that's okay, everything is solved. That was not a surprise, and you know, if it would have happened like that with Rick and Morty just accepting it, I would have been only during the review like, oh, really? And the other ones into the other reality, I'm feeling sad for them. I would only think of that, you know. But the fact that they ended it with Rick, okay, accepting it, but Morty not accepting it and being a little traumatized by it, watching at all of his family, but also all of this other world like that, I'm wondering, you know, if you're gonna have consequences of the last episode into the next episode, maybe this one that I'm gonna watch right now. I said it would be great to have things like that, like consequences of things that happen into one episode into the other ones, even if it's not big consequences, because I really don't think that with a show like that you can create narrative arc for entire season or for entire seasons. I think that it's really one episode, one story, but still if we have little consequences like that, like sometimes the character seeing a little thing which is related to something that happened, or I said it also, if we have some references, some details which are coming back from other episodes, I said it also, I think that this alliance that we met before were trying so much to have this recipe, you know, from Rick. It would be interesting to have them back at some point to live another adventure with them, or to use also things that they discovered during this first episode into the next ones. So I'm wondering about that, you know, about that other reality. Are we gonna see it again at some point? Or also for Morty, is he gonna still be traumatized by what happened and the fact that he is living into another world, you know? You know, thinking about it like that, I'm not sure that I could accept it. If it would have happened, you know, to me, I would really think about the world that I left and which is so destroyed and I didn't do anything about it, and I left my real family into that hell, living, trying to survive all by themselves. And I would really think about this other world, like it's not my world, I don't belong right there, everything feels weird, like I would really feel weird about the situation. So I understand the feeling, you know, that Morty had at the end of the last episode, and I'm really wondering about now, are we gonna have consequences or not about it? If I'm totally honest with you, guys, I'm saying all of that to really tell you that I would love this show to create these little consequences and these little references to other episodes in each episode. But I think that that particular thing, you know, the other reality and Morty being traumatized, I don't think that I'm gonna find that again into this episode 7. It would create so many things, you know, for the writers to keep, to work on for the next episodes. I don't think that they want to do that, you know, really with their show. So I don't think that we're gonna find that, but it would have been interesting, you know, into another show. Into a show like, I don't know, in which show we have other realities. I'm wondering, but you know, into a regular show, I think that they would have been forced to work with that, to keep that for other seasons. You know, I'm thinking about all of the sci-fi show that I can, you know, and for sure, if you want to keep a continuity with your story, you have to keep these consequences. But again, Rick and Morty, and also shows like that, you know, like all of the South Park, Simpsons shows and all, you don't have that continuity between episodes, so I really don't think that they're gonna do it right there. I'm gonna stop this intro right now. Remember that if you want to have my Patreon on which you can have these episodes earlier, I think that we have 3 or 4 episodes of advance. That's a lot if you can be interested by that. And with an extended reaction part, I didn't put 4 reaction parts yet. Maybe at some point it's gonna be the case. Oh, I'm wondering maybe for the last episode I can do it. Oh, it would be cool really, because it was one episode for once, you know, with Rick and Morty, with really a story that we are following, and the 2 stories, you know, with Rick and Morty and the rest of the family really involved and all. I would see that during the editing. No matter what, check the description to know how many episodes we have in advance, if it's an extended or for reaction part, and also to have the link to my Patreon if you want to support me. It can be appreciated even if it's just for 1 month, because you know that I'm a little reactor. So that's why I'm giving you these advantages, you know, on my Patreon, to have episodes of advance, to have extended or for reaction parts, to have some drawings also. Sometimes I'm sending you some letters, sometimes I'm organizing some live sessions. You're choosing the movies and the shows that I'm reacting to, and really I'm trying my best already on my channel, you know, on YouTube, to talk a lot with you guys on the comments, to read all of your comments, that for sure, but also to respond to some of your comments. On Patreon, I'm responding to all of your comments, to your private message, all of that. Let's go for this episode 7.
You think maybe I could get something from this place?
Not
like
that.
A souvenir? Like just to have?
Not
something cool,
that
you know?
robot girl.
You know, I thought that robot over there looked pretty cool, you know?
Pretty sexy, you mean?
That's why you want it? Yeah, you know, I mean, it's different from the stuff on Earth.
I'm sure that it already exists, you know, a doll like that on Earth.
You know, like what if you passed away or died or something? I wouldn't even have anything to remember all the cool stuff we did, you know? Okay.
Really? Do you really need a souvenir to remember the time that you spent with your granddad? And do you really need this one?
Going to pretend this isn't happening?
Rick, why would you let Morty bring that thing into our house?
For me, he thought it looked cool.
You're really letting him have that sex robot? You know, as parents?
Well, I'm intervening.
Intervening with puberty? You'll turn him into Rafe Fiennes and Red Dragon. Be proud of him. Jesus.
Proud of him?
The bar is that low?
Proud of what?
Could you come with me, please? Quickly.
You broke it.
No.
Where's the sex robot, Morty?
That is Gwendolyn.
Gwendolyn?
She started beeping and then transformed and tried to
Why
fly
that
away.
name?
Strange. Let's bubble up and up, dub. Morty. That's my catchphrase. Remember?
No.
How I?
What is going on?
All right.
Uh-oh? What is that?
You had a baby with Gwendolyn?
Genetic compiler, incubation chamber. Yep, this here's some kind of baby maker, and that there's half Morty, half who knows what.
Morty!
What do you think you're doing?
As a
You
baby?
guys quarantined the house when Summer brought olives back from Mexico.
Wait, for
This thing could
sex
grow to the
robot?
size of. We gotta be careful.
I lost the chance to be careful, Rick. I'm a father now, you know?
You have to use a condom with robots?
Well, Dad, it's a living thing.
I don't do adventures with chicks. Summer.
Oh, right.
Take Summer with you for
that would
once.
make me better at walking through a hole.
Oh crap.
All of these robots? Leave her alone.
Still think it's a good idea to go through holes without a wiener?
I want to go home.
Yeah, no duh. Oh.
Perfect.
You're doing great.
All of these aliens, they attacked and destroyed
Well, what do I do
a
if it
planet
cries?
of sex robots?
Fight itself out.
He can vomit
Listen to
fire?
me. I am not rewarding this behavior.
Knock it off, both of you! Morty Jr. myself!
With television?
There's your hands. That's how we play handy hands.
Ah, he can understand humans, that's already something. What?
Thank heavens. You might want to cover your eyes, Summer.
Yeah, like it was my dream to watch.
I don't want to watch that.
Summer, grab hold.
Who is creating this stuff?
Here's the lower tier of this society is being manipulated through sex and advanced technology by a hidden ruling class.
Yes, I think
Sound
so.
familiar? So I'm Rick Sanchez from Earth Dimension C-137. Don't mean you any harm. Coming in peace. Oh, I get it. The old behind every great Amazon twist.
Silence!
These more intelligent, smarter
Slave is ill-mannered.
people now.
We assume you are from a more primitive world, where men are still permitted to be servants. If he is a rogue male, tell us how, and we will kill him.
Nah.
Oh, boy. What's the opposite of wubba lubba dub dubs? Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? You guys kidding me?
This line is not gonna work.
Oh.
Morty, you're too young to be a dad.
Morty Jr., were you gonna say Dad?
Yes.
Dad?
Destruction, domination.
Okay.
I am Marshal, ruler of Gazorpazorp. I am here if you need to talk.
What is this place?
Paradise. We the females separated from the males due to their increasingly destructive behavior. I am here if you need to talk.
And you're creating for them sex robots.
The females are placed into educational programs
Nah.
to discover a service to our paradise that fulfills them most. Males. they
Now,
get to play
coming
outside.
back.
That was just a baby.
Wait a minute, we're here because a male Gazorpian was born on our planet.
Nah.
When you're spoken to, Ding-a-ling.
Are you the ruler of this earth?
How did you
Nope.
know?
The quality of your top.
Do you love it?
I love it. We will give you passage back home so it can be terminated. But first, mojitos.
We don't have time for mojito. I want to go home.
Well,
It's
it
a
doesn't
work
matter
because
what
it's
you want,
only made
because this is a
with
safe place
women.
where women rule.
Yeah, you know what I have to say about that? Ooh, boy, who let the frogs out, huh?
Grandpa!
Grandpa. Patriarchal.
Ah.
Oh, fathers. And your earth is yet another planet dominated by men.
It's not dominated by us,
In
okay?
which they can have a
Women
family,
are
something that clearly don't have, you know, because you're separating babies like that.
This is for you, Daddy.
Ah, you're growing up fast
Okay,
and
listen to me, Morty Jr. I gotta tell you something very
You're
important,
dangerous.
okay? You need to put your energy into something else. I mean, what about dancing? Would you like to learn how to dance?
are you gonna become the first one of your race who doesn't want to kill?
Daddy, can I go outside?
No, absolutely not. The air is poisonous for you. You will die you'll die instantly if you ever leave this house. You hear me?
For real?
For real, try dancing, right? Look at me. Yay, look.
Oh, your hair, I didn't pay attention.
Here, we love to dance.
Why do we love to dance?
Because I said so.
What kind of dad you are?
We placed a large boulder on that ledge.
Holy shit! You're gonna crush us with a boulder?
No, stop interrupting. The knives will... Fine. You were right the first time, okay? The boulder crushes you. I just didn't want to
That's
admit you were
easy,
right.
no?
Happy?
The same top you complimented earlier.
And?
Look at the tag. Read it.
It says, Mark Jacobs.
You have a lot of money, Summer, to buy that kind of top?
Our males are born gay, which is why my clothes are better than all of yours.
Sometimes the truth hurts.
Nah.
It must be accepted.
You think my top is cute? You cannot execute.
You're making rhymes.
So they may head back to their weird planet, where women are kind of equal, but not really.
Good job, Summer, and thanks, girl.
What about the baby?
Morty Jr. smoking? That is
Oh, you're old now.
What are you gonna do, ground me? Love. That's all you care about. What about weapons? What about domination of the enemy?
That's it. No more History Channel. This team is
Hate video games.
take that back. Give it to me. I didn't mean to do that.
You are so
Can't
cute.
take this anymore. I'd rather breathe poison than live another minute with you.
And you're gonna stay alive.
My life has been a lie. God is dead.
Your life. Your 2 days of life.
Sun is gonna take over the planet, and I'm too young to drive. Can you help me get him back?
I suppose, Morty.
Come on.
First, a deep sip from a very tall glass of I told you so.
Jerry,
Oh my God.
the shelter,
Come
the
on.
best. The jokes.
Running hot, burning inside.
The dance movie. Clearly it's a reference to that. The place, the clothes, not the game. With the religious community, you can't dance, you can't listen to rock music. I'm gonna put it right there.
Oh my God, Dad! Morty Jr., no! It's me! It's Dad! Wait, where's your hands? Where's your hands?
The scene when he was little.
And that's how we play handy.
That's one of the most violently aggressive creatures in the universe. Ah!
He's my son! And if you hurt him, you'll have to kill me, Rick!
Take him back to his planet.
I ended up lying to you and yelling at you just like my parents did to me. You know, parents are just kids having kids. One minute you like how a shiny robot looks.
You can try to do better. Maybe you can fail, but you
Bad
can try.
impulses, bad thoughts. Well, we just have to learn to channel them into something constructive. I mean, maybe there's a job out there for people that feel that way.
Actually, there is. Hi, I'm Brad Anderson, creator of the nationally syndicated comic strip Marmaduke.
What?
I'm haunted by uncontrollable thoughts of mutilation and sexual assault on a near daily basis. But you know, I channel it all into my work. Well, did you get the impression I was trying to make you laugh?
Tell me that wasn't Brad Anderson.
Are you talking also about you, writers?
What I really want to do is slit people's throats, but beyond that,
I know you can do it, son.
I promise I'll call you every day I need money or a place to do laundry.
Isn't it interesting, Summer, that after all that stuff we just did, nothing really mattered and there was no point to it? It makes you wonder, huh? That I was right the whole time and any epiphanies about gender politics were a projection of your feminine insecurity. But hey, why do you have a big spaceship?
Dad, Summer, where were you guys this whole time? I'm Gazorpazorp. Where were you? I was reading a newspaper.
Oh, that's interesting, Beth. I heard about a little bit of news as myself. Take a look. Take a listen.
It's making you laugh. That was a cool episode because for once we had Summer living an adventure with Rick and we had Morty living an adventure with his parents. Again, I think that we're not gonna have consequences about what happened during this episode into the next episodes, like we didn't have a consequence about the fact that we are into another reality and you left your family dying into the other reality into this episode. I said it during the intro, I would have loved for the writers to make a little consequence into it, but I didn't think that it would really happen. It's just me, you know, who want, okay, this show can't have a narrative arc for the seasons and consequences like that, big consequences like that between episodes, because they are going so far with the subjects, with the stories, with the jokes and all, that they can't do that. Like, it would be insane to really make big consequences for what is happening into each episode. But at least, you know, some details, I would expect it, but no, not right there. But I'm not giving up on the idea that maybe one day during one of these adventures they're gonna go on this other reality that they left, you know. It would be fun to have just 10 seconds of them going from a reality to another reality, and at some point they're gonna go into that first reality that they lived into. Like right there, I don't think that into the next episodes we're gonna see Morty's son again. I don't think so. Or maybe what we can have at some point, it's maybe he's gonna appear, you know, into one of the episodes, like at the back, like one of the people living into this reality, and they're just gonna say hi to each other, or maybe just one line that Morty is gonna say talking about the fact that once he was a dad. Maybe we can have something like that. I would love for them to do things like that, little references. It would be cool. But it was really a story right there with this planet on which at first you think that it's only a male society and all of that, about the fact that a male society, if you are taking out women, all the guys that are living, they are just making wars to each other, they have sex robots to still reproduce themselves, and they are just going at war, and they are not really clever creatures because they can't really talk, and they are just primitive stuff. And on the contrary, if you are taking men out of a society with only women, they are living a happy life, you can say so, but at the same time they have really strict rules, and they are deciding who can live that kind of life and who is going out and not living a good life, and they are really on the extreme things, you know, feminist things. But at the same time, you know, the male society, they want on the extreme things about the guys, and on the women's society, they want to the extreme things about the girls. So for sure, I'm a girl, so I'm a little, you know, annoyed by the extreme things that you are representing about women, like we are just drinking mojitos and we are just thinking about having good bangs or not, and you can be punished if you don't have a good bang, and you know, all of these things. For sure, it's I'm a little annoyed by it, and even more because I'm saying it, I'm feminist, you know, into my life. I want equality between men and women and stuff like that, but also because I'm a feminist, I don't approve that world only a woman society, like I don't want only a male society. Equals, we can be equals, but like that girl said, on Earth we are equals, but in fact not really. It's a little that, and the conclusion with Rick acting like that with Summer, it's a little that, like, you don't want to say that you appreciated that time with Summer, you don't want to be equal with her, you know, to say that kind of stuff, but you are giving her that pink sheep, like really. The pink and the blue situation, we're not gonna talk about it right there, but see, you're giving little stuff to her for her to think that you are equals, but in fact you are not seeing it and you are still not applying it. That's the conclusion, you know, that's what that woman alien, she said. For the Morty story during that episode, it was more, you know, the message of that story, it was not about women and male, you know, women and guys. It was really more about kids and parents. You know, at first, at the beginning of this episode, I was like, how these parents, they can let Morty do that, you know, have a sex robot, spending all of his time making sex with that sex robot, you know, knowing it, yeah? And after that, you know, the fact that all of the rest of this episode it was about Morty discovering how it is to be a parent, and the fact that he's reproducing the mistakes that his parents did with him, and that at the end the conclusion for him is the fact that parents, it's just kids having kids. Why not? But I'm still someone who believes, you know, into real life that yes, because of the fact that you saw your parents acting like that, it's impacting you and you have that tendency of reproducing what your parents did. I'm not only talking about how to raise kids, but everything in life. But you can still choose, try really hard sometimes to not reproduce the things that you judged bad into the way that your parents were doing it. You understand what I mean? Like, it's not because your parents are like that you're gonna be like that. You have that tendency to reproduce it because you were raised by that and because it was the example that you had when you were a kid. But you can choose to act differently, you can try harder or not, and you can succeed also. Maybe also sometimes you can fail, like it was the case right there with Morty. He didn't want to reproduce that and at the end he did it. But still, it's not systematic, you know, to reproduce it or not. I know that it was not really the question right there, but still I wanted to talk about it, you know. It's also that with Rick and Morty, with this show, to make you talk about that kind of subject. Right there it was really raising a kid or not, how you are raising it. That conclusion at the end, you know, with Morty's son, it's really fun, you know, that guy who is coming, who is saying that yes, he wants also to destroy a lot of stuff, but he's not doing it, and he prefers to draw it, you know, to tell story about it. Marmaduke, it's not a real thing, no? I don't have the reference. It gave me more the impression that it was the writers of Rick and Morty who were saying that, you know, to Morty's son. Ah! On Netflix? No, it's a story about a dog. It's not that. Oh. No, it's not that. I really think that, yes, it was the writers of Rick and Morty saying that they found their way to not kill everyone by making a show like that and killing everyone into their show. Like it was the case during the last episode, you know, again, they gave up on a reality in which they destroyed everyone, everything, to just, at the end, you know, they took their characters into another reality in which everything is fine. That was a cool episode, and that was a cool session of binge watching. These two episodes, I really appreciated them. You know, the last one about the flu season, and this one about this Morty's son and his planet, you know. That was really cool. And you know, that's it. I think that they found their rhythm, you know, these writers with these characters, with having two stories like that, but making them, you know, connected and evolve at the same time, and to create big things, big jokes, big important stuff like that, but at the same time to stay light with the stuff, but to talk about society subjects, but at the same time to use cultural references. I think that, yes, that's it. Episodes 6 and 7, yes, they found their rhythm with that. It's cool. Okay, I'm gonna stop this video right now. Remember that if you want to have the next episodes, you have them already on my Patreon. No matter what, it's all for you and for me for today, so it's all for me for now. So bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Crazy.